Hey guys, it's CT. This is my preview of the Kentucky Vanderbilt game this Saturday at 12 o'clock. And we got two teams here who are coming off of a loss. Vanderbilt, a hard fought game, played South Carolina a lot tougher than people thought this past Saturday. Kentucky's coming off a bye week, which I think is big. And they're coming off a triple overtime loss to Florida in the swamp. And Vanderbilt has not had a good year at all. And that's a huge understatement, honestly. They beat UMass off of them missing a field goal for the tie. Not a very good team is UMass. They got destroyed by Temple in week one, and they played by far their best game this past Saturday against South Carolina. And you could say South Carolina didn't play well, and they've been up and down. But you know, I guess you could say Vanderbilt's playing better now than they were earlier in the year. But to me, this game's all about Kentucky. Kentucky is an entirely different team this year, and I think you saw that. You have seen that in their first three games, where they really looked impressive. They're at home in the first two games, where they won big against UT Martin in Ohio. And then they probably should have beat Florida on the road. And Florida was very lucky to win that game. Like I said in my recap of that game, dropped balls by Kentucky on both sides of the ball cost them that game. And there was that play where Driscoll really didn't get the snap off. Should have been a delay a game, and he completes the pass to Demarcus Robinson for the game tying touchdown. Um, Kentucky, they have found their quarterback in Patrick Tolles. There's no question about it. The kid's a stud. He can make all the throws, and he's mobile, so he can run and help him in that aspect as well. Excuse me. And Vanderbilt, they don't really know who they are. I don't think. Um, I like Derek Mason. I think he's a good coach, a good defensive mind, but um, he just doesn't. I don't know what it is. Maybe he's doesn't. I don't think he has a knows how to run a football team offensively. He seems the offense seems to be in shambles and seems to be confused. Really, in that first game, where he pulled all of his quarterbacks, and it was just a complete mess. But I don't know. I think they may have a chance in this game if it was at Vandy, but after they played their best game they possibly could against South Carolina and still lost. Was it by like 14, 13, something like that? So you know how much do they really got left in them? How is this team gonna fight? How long is Derek Mason going to be the coach at Vandy? I see him being the one coach in the SEC who's really on the hot seat right now. And I actually think, off topic kind of, but I think Missouri's going to struggle this year, which I don't know if Gary Pinkel will be on the hot seat, but I think next year, if he doesn't bounce back, then you may see Gary Pinkel get in some trouble. I think last year for them is an anomaly. But, anyways, Mark Stoops, man, what this guy has done at Kentucky is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, I don't think people are really giving him nearly enough credit as they should be. The recruiting he's done at what everyone said is a basketball school, it can't happen there, and he's doing it. And it didn't show up on the field last year, but it's showing up now. They went on the road and outplayed Florida in their home stadium, which never happened uh, with any of the previous coaches, even with Rich Brooks. They never outplayed Florida. I know Florida was better then than they are now, but still, you get the point. The facts are the facts. And you know what? Kentucky, there's not a whole lot for me to say about this game, honestly. We know what Vanderbilt is. We all know Kentucky's much better. If you don't think that, then uh, you really should probably stop talking football because people are actually trying to tell me that this is it's the same Kentucky team. You're out of your mind. So much speed on the field. Uh, they need to catch the ball when it means most. If they did that, then they would have ended the 27 game win streak that Florida has on them. And uh, but they found that quarterback, man. They really did. Ryan Timmons, excellent receiver, and he's gonna get better too. And they got weapons, they got speed, they got backs, they got two good defensive ends and Bud Dupree and Zadarius Smith and what's his name, AJ Stamps uh, in the uh, in the secondary at safety. Was been a playmaker. Didn't have his best game against Florida, but um, they're you can see it now that it's headed in the right direction and it's going to get better. Expect them to make expect them to be like where Mississippi State is next year or the year after that. They are coming. They are coming. Mark Stoops needs to continue to recruit and convince players that this is really going to turn into something special at Kentucky. And he needs to get that signature win. And this is not a signature win, but this would be his first SEC win since he's been here, which is huge. And they have to get this one. This is a must win for Kentucky. If Kentucky loses this game, this season could really turn into something a lot worse than they expected. But Kentucky's not losing this game. I would I would bet a significant amount of money on that. I'm not sure. Oh, Kentucky's favored by 15 and a half. It says right here on my computer. So yeah, Kentucky. Look for Kentucky to win this game big. I like them big. This is almost like a trap game, I think, for Vanderbilt. They've got a hard, tough fought loss. It's been a rough year so far, and they got to go on the road against a team that's much improved, but not quite a team that they're really going to be really up to play against. You know what I mean? So it's a bad situation for Vandy. I think Kentucky wins this football game, uh, 38 to 17 against Vanderbilt. What's that? 24. That's 21 point lead. 21 point win. That's pretty good. They'll give up a couple big plays maybe early in this game. Maybe not too early. I think Kentucky will jump off and start fast and get a lead, and then Vanderbilt may make a play or two to look like they might come back and make it a game, but Kentucky will run off. Uh, they're going to be really motivated to get this first SEC win. Mark Stoops, and I think they will have a good home field advantage in this game. The fans want it. The fans know it's coming. Get ready for the Big Blue Nation and Mark Stoops to get their first SEC win in the Mark Stoops era. And that's all I got for you guys. Thanks for watching as always, and see y'all later.